53-53. Nick and I took a second to catch our breath there. Minute 24 left to go. And, partner, this is kind of what we expected, a one-possession game. You know, what's interesting, you look at it, Butler's led for 30 minutes and 48 seconds. Xavier's led for just under 2 minutes. We've been tied for 5 minutes. That is so misleading. This game has been within a possession or two the entire way. It has by no means been the commanding lead for the Bulldogs. And for a variety of reasons, we're in the place that we are today. Xavier 4 of their last 5 here. And they're showing a replay here of Kellen Dunham. Last field goal attempt where looked to be contact.
Oh, there was contact. It didn't look to be, Mark. There was clearly contact on his left hand.
But nevertheless, here we are.
Yep. Those tend to even out, but you're right. They were
Come on!
Is it a 1-and-1 or 2 shots here? They're saying it's a 1-and-1, so they're not gonna give him 2 shots. I thought he was shooting the basketball, but it'll be 1-and-1 for Roosevelt Jones with 1:24 to play and all tied up.
Jones at the line. Free throw is short. Rebound Reynolds. Buck 20 left to go.
Cam Woods re-entered at that dead ball. As did Jalen Reynolds.
Xavier right to left. The bounce pass to Miles Davis. Barlow crowding him. Stainbrook sets the screen. At the circle. Now to the right side of the perimeter. Timeline right side. D. Davis backs it up. Folks, we've got 60 seconds left in this quarterfinal. Stainbrook backing down Travis. He gets doubled. Double deflects the pass.
Boy, that is picture perfect. Help on the post. You get in the gap, you're deking at the post player, then you get your hand in the passing lane. Fantastic job by KD. Rose over to Cam. They move it around to Barlow left wing. 15 on the shot clock. Ball's reversed back to the right side of the perimeter. Travis, one dribble handoff for Barlow. Now 10 to shoot. Jones from the free throw line throws up a floater, in and out. Stainbrook has it. Shot clock turned off. 20 seconds left. And D. Davis will bring it forward. Timeout called by Chris Mack. Well, he just lost his footing there, and it almost rolled in. But Rose Jones, the Dogs were trying to go into Andrew Travis to attack Jalen Reynolds. They just couldn't get it done, and now Xavier's going to have an opportunity to win this game with 16.9 to play. Here we go. This team has hung their hat on defense throughout this season, Mark, and you got to come up with one stop.
So there's a 30-second timeout left for Xavier. There is a full and a 30 left for Butler. We're going to stick right here with you. We'll remind you that we got the Central Indiana Formulas post-game show coming up at the conclusion of this game. We will play back the highlights, hand out the hardware, take a look at the Merrill Lynch post-game stats. 16.9 left, 53-53. And we talked about the beginning of this Big East tournament presented by New York Life. Not very competitive games. Wow. Georgetown and Creighton competitive. This one is as competitive as they've been. This is a great representation of the style of basketball we've seen played the entire conference slate. It's a reset of the fouls as well. Jalen Reynolds has 4. Stainbrook has 4. For the Bulldogs, Cam has 4. Barlow Jones has Dunham with 3. 3 Bulldogs in double figures. Barlow and Dunham leading all scorers with 17. Travis has 13. The 5 in white for the Bulldogs. Woods, Dunham, Travis, Jones, and Barlow, the starting 5. They will have to step up to the plate here on defense. Xavier with no shot clock and a tick under 17 seconds left to play. Xavier will have it in the forecourt. Blewett will inbound. The scorer's table next to Xavier's bench. Jones will defend the inbound pass. Blewett throws it into the backcourt, and D. Davis will receive the pass. Here we go.
Do they go inside? Do they go to Miles Davis? See what the Musketeers will elect to do. They're going to keep it in D. Davis's hands.
6 to shoot. Stainbrook, left side. He's caught in limbo. Barlow takes it away. 2 seconds left. Forces up a floater. No, it just hits the net. We've got overtime, folks.
What a play by Alex Barlow. Snuck in there. Just ripped it away. Great play by the senior. Only fitting these two teams play a little 5 more. Free basketball at the Garden, man. Doesn't get any better.
Oh, boy.
You all right, partner?
Oh, boy. Here we go.
I'm
sweating through this mess here.
Boy, that ball.
grazed the front of the net.
And it was a close opportunity. Great defensive stand. And for our affiliates, we will take the next break out of the post-game show.
Let's go, Let's go, Let's go,
53, Let's go,
Let's go,
by Hilton is an exclusive all-suite property renowned for its reasonable rates and strategic location, just south of the intersection of 116th and Meridian and Carmel. The DoubleTree has 3,000 square feet of versatile meeting and conference space. Enjoy the Bistro Lounge, offering breakfast, dinner, room service, and a comfortable, inviting lobby lounge. The DoubleTree lures travelers from around the world for city sporting events, corporate business travel, leisure travel, and group programs. Call 844-7994 or visit DoubleTree.com.
Years ago, in a typical high school gymnasium in the city of Indianapolis, history was made. After young Bob Connor scored the first double-double of his basketball career, his coach exclaimed, "Bob, you sure are good at the paint." Ever since that fateful day, Bob Connor of Connor Fine Painting has been applying his paint excellence to Central Indiana's finest homes, schools, churches, and businesses. Visit ConnorPainting.com or call 423-0000. Connor Fine Painting will make you look good.
Butler basketball continues on 1070 The Fan.
Here we go, 53-53, overtime between Butler and Xavier in a quarterfinal meeting in the 2015 Big East Tournament presented by New York Life.
Worth noting, Stainbrook and Reynolds, the two guys who really sparked the offense for Xavier late. They each have 4 personal fouls. Xavier wins the tip.
Five minutes of overtime basketball.
Cam Woods with 4 as well for the Dogs. Barlow Jones and Dunham with 3.
Xavier will go right to left, like they did in the second half. Stainbrook receives the pass on the right side, about 15 feet away from the basket. Travis pokes it loose into the Musketeers bench.
11 on the shot clock.
Blewett will inbound. Jones will defend the inbound.
Yeah, the Dogs will stay in their man-to-man here with just 11 seconds left on the clock.
D. Davis driving on Dunham. Dunham, hands up in the air. Foul called and 1.
I just don't know what's a foul, what's not anymore. That's a tough whistle. Heck of a shot by D. Davis, too, Mark. Really good shot.
That is 10 team fouls against the Bulldogs. Xavier has 8.
Abel will scurry over. They'll probably check in for Jalen Reynolds. That's the way Chris Mack has handled it. D. Davis knocks it down. He'll come in for Miles Davis, and he'll defend Kellen Dunham. The hoop here is large, Mark. You don't want to get yourself in too big a hole in this overtime period.
Barlow around a double screen from Woods and Travis. Travis breaks free, glides in, comes up short. Blewett has the rebound.
Good. Looks like it's a similar type of call. The Dogs can't get it. Thing just hung on the rim. It couldn't fall.
D. Davis hesitates against Barlow. Missed it. Travis fighting with Reynolds. Batted around. Everybody's got a hand on it. Travis then ties up Reynolds.
Jump ball. It'll be Dogs basketball. What a scramble. Holy cow. Seemed like a couple players had it a couple different times. The Dogs able to tie it up and grab another possession. Every possession is so vital as we're already under 4 minutes here in the overtime period.
56-53, Xavier leads. 3:47 on the scoreboard. Barlow being crowded by D. Davis, trying to feed inside for Jones, and bounce passes there. Mid-post, back to Barlow. 3 in the air, 3 good!
Career high. 20 points for the senior. Big time shot to tie it up. Massive, Mark, massive shot.
Reynolds from the right side, and one opportunity.
That's going to be 5 on Cam.
That's a tough loss for Butler.
Let's go, Dogs!
Bulldogs we're in the starters for a majority of this second half.
Sure have. Tyler Weidman came in briefly for Cameron late in the regulation. Cam Woods, that's D. Davis. D. Davis made that play. Cam Woods tried to stay up and down. Jalen Reynolds went right into his body and got the bucket. Again, though, Coach Holman Classic reaction there, because look, that's a similar play that we saw on the other end with Andrew Travis. The Dogs don't get the whistle.
Let's go,
and on this one,
Fire!
it's a costly whistle because the Cameron Woods
Let's go,
14
Fire!
rebounds for the senior.
So Xavier leads by 2, 58-56. We're in our first overtime with 3 minutes and 22 seconds left. Reynolds has a chance to tack on one more for the Musketeers, and then he does.
They've got 2 3-point plays here in the overtime. Barlow with the big 3 to tie it up. Now the Dogs will have it as this possession will take us towards 3 minutes and under.
Barlow against D. Davis, looking for Kellen. Ball is knocked loose. It is going to stay Butler basketball. Last touch by D. Davis. Etherington will inbound. He's playing with a black sleeve on his left elbow. Throws it in the backcourt. Barlow will walk it across midcourt. 20 on the shot clock. 3 minutes left to play in this first overtime. Bulldogs down 3. Etherington up top. Travis 3. In and out.
Great look, great set. Well, just rattled around and out.
2:47 left. D. Davis slowly, a left-hand dribble. Passes it off to Remy Abel out of the left wing. Abel will bring it up top. Underhand toss back to D. Davis. Steinberg was there for a screen. Davis didn't use it. Now he uses it. Up to the top of the circle. Slides to the pass for Reynolds. Reynolds comes up short, and he's fouled by Etherington, who then takes a late tumble into the camera well. Etherington okay, but that will be 2 shots at the line for Reynolds. 59 for Xavier, 56 for Butler. 2:29 left in overtime. Here in Madison Square Garden, alongside broadcast partner Nick Gardner, I'm Mark Minner. On-set engineer Steve Pepe, Casey Valier, our producer. Appreciate you tuning in wherever you're listening. Staying up late for this Big East quarterfinal. Winner takes on Georgetown tomorrow at 9:30 in the semifinals. First free throw, good for Reynolds. 4-point game. Reynolds, 1 dribble, 2 dribble, 3 dribbles, free throw. Missed off the back of the iron. Jones over to Barlow. Barlow brings it forth. Bulldogs down by 4. Jones from the left side, attacking, throws it back to Dunham. Pass was deflected. Dunham able to track it down. Kellen driving in, back out to Travis, but it's taken away by
Barlow! Come on, Barlow! Come on, Barlow!
To the paint, slicing through, and he drew the foul.
Smart play. Take it right in. One of those 2 guys is going to foul out on that play, and Barlow, wow, was able to chase that down. I mean,
2 huge steals for him.
Massive steals, as I said. Probably overusing that word, but you can't underestimate the importance of those steals. That was a run out for the Musketeers. That's going to be Reynolds' 5th. So, again, it was either Steinbrook or Reynolds who that foul was going to go on.
Reynolds with 12.6 rebounds. With 2 minutes and 4 seconds left in this overtime, where Xavier has the lead 60-56 over the Butler Bulldogs.
Still time left. Obviously, you've got to connect, take advantage of these free throws. That would mean you knock them down, you've still got a 1-possession game. Barlow, again, a career-high 20. He's made 5 threes. He's got 4 rebounds, an assist. He's 1 of 2 thus far tonight from the charity stripe.
Barlow, a deep breath, a shrug of the shoulders. Free throw is good. 3-point game, 60-57. Barlow has 1 more. Alex now with 21 points, make it 22. Hit them both, and we're back to a 2-point game where it is Butler 58. Under 2 minutes.
Gotta have a stop. You know they're likely going to look to go inside. They played through Steinbrook and Reynolds for the better part of these tight possessions, and they go to Steinbrook on the block.
Up against Travis, bodying up. Miles Davis left wide open for 3. He missed it. Etherington trying to tap the rebound, but a foul is called against the Bulldogs.
Come on!
They got Kellen Dunham.
Please!
Trying to push him off the block. And that's
number 5 on Kellen.
Let's go, Bud!
Especially when it's in tandem with Woods, who's already found in this game. Kellen will leave the game after scoring 17 points. He'd struggled against Xavier this season, but found some room today. 6 of 14 from the floor.
So Keelan will re-enter. It's the first we've seen him since he picked up that technical foul about midway through the second half.
Minute 40 left in this overtime period. Trayvon Blewett toes the line.
They're up to. Dogs are over the limit. Barry's the first.
Blewett hits it. He's now 2 of 4 at the line today. Steinbrook and Miles Davis adjusting their position. Sandwiched in between 4 Bulldogs on the blocks. Missed. Steinbrook has the offensive rebound in a 3-point game. 90 seconds left. 61 for Xavier, 58 for the Bulldogs. D. Davis after the timeline right side. Back up top. They move it around the perimeter. Davis has it. D. Davis met by Keelan Martin. 9 on the shot clock. Back to Miles Davis, a deep 3. Short. Barlow fighting for the rebound. Miles Davis gets it, slides in and drops in a bucket. Oh my. 2 critical missed opportunities on the glass for a Bulldogs team that is leading in that rebounding category by 3 right now. But boy, crucial offensive rebounds for Xavier. They lead right now 63-58.
Let's go, Fire! Let's go, Fire! Let's go, Fire! Let's go, Fire!
On a missed free throw. And then that time, Barlow snuck in there, thought he had it. Miles Davis stayed with it. A couple Bulldogs leaked out too far and just gave up on the play. You've got to stick your nose in there. The beauty of this team is they've rebounded as a team for the most part, and you see what happens when you don't.
We need to pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Butler Basketball on the Butler Basketball Radio Network.
Your home for Butler Basketball. 1070 The Fan, WFNI, Indianapolis.
Hit the reset button. Xavier, 63. Butler, 58. We are in the first overtime period where there's a minute and 3 seconds left in this game. It was 53-53 at the end of regulation, and Xavier has the 10-5 advantage in the scoring column here in overtime. Kellen Dunham has fouled out.
Come on!
Cam Woods has fouled out. For Xavier, Jalen Reynolds has fouled out, and Matt Steinbrook has 4 right now that he is playing with. The other Bulldogs in foul trouble, just Barlow and Jones with 3 personals, and nobody with 3 for the Musketeers. Xavier, 19 fouls. Bulldogs already passed in over 10. Bulldogs shooting 40% of this game, 32% from beyond the perimeter, 53% at the line, which is bad, but Xavier not capitalizing on just 59% for the Musketeers as well at the line. Neither team shooting particularly well. So out of this timeout, we've got an opportunity to talk, Nick, here about the Bulldogs. What do you do?
Go quickly. You got to go try and get it as quick as you can. Still 2-possession game. You can still, if you score quick enough, you still don't have to foul immediately. You can still try and get the problem is the Dogs have been able to push it. They just haven't been able to grab the Karens and complete the defensive trip. Part of the stop is getting that basketball. They just haven't been able to come up with it. And 2 of the biggest ones, obviously, when your best rebounder and one of the league's best rebounders is out. See what the Dogs have here.
Rose watching up the floor.
131 for the Musketeers.
Under 60 seconds left. Barlow, 3. No. Front iron. Travis offensive rebound. Drew the foul.
Oh.
He'll have 2 shots at the line. Almost had an and one as that one just hung on the rim.
Well, nice work, though. You get a quick 3, and in that 1-3-1, it's hard to rebound. Andrew Travis Did a good job crashing through, and again, just can't get the and one. He'll have two here. With 53.3 to play, you can still try and play straight up. If you can connect on both of these, he knocks down the first. Bakura out, blew it in. Abel in, far out for the Musketeers.
Etherington and Jones in there in rebounding position for the Bulldogs, in between the four Musketeers. Free throw for Travis, no good. Blew it in there for the rebound. 4-point game. D. Davis up the floor. Miles Davis almost lost it, saved it with the right hand. 44 seconds left. Blew it, getting pressure from Jones. Martin comes over to double. And what do we have? A foul called on Keelan Martin as the Bulldogs were trying to tie him up.
He just got a little aggressive, and Trayvon blew it. Wasn't on balance there. It looked like Rose was going to have a chance to tie him up, but Keelan Martin fouled him before then. So there's going to be two shots here for Trayvon Blewett with 39.3 to play. Nearly a couple of turnovers there. Miles Davis had to reach back and grab a basketball, and then before the whistle on Keelan. We said just 10 of 17 from the charity stripe are the Musketeers here tonight. Trayvon Blewett, however, he was the guy who had missed a couple. He's now 3 of 6 from the charity stripe as he tickles the twine on that one.
So Farr will check in. Stainbrook comes out. Revolving door between those two. 39-3 left in this first overtime. Misses the free throw. Etherington has the board. Barlow brings it up the floor. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And a timeout is called by Chris Holtman as Barlow brings it up to the timeline.
30-second timeout. Dogs had 2 of those remaining prior to that called timeout. So 1 full and 1:30 for Coach Holtman. Just 1 30-second timeout left for the Musketeers. Once again, you got to go quick. Now, you're going to have to foul, obviously, but you got to go quick. Try to get a quick hoop, and then try to foul the right guy. Blewett just 3 of 7. Missed the second one there. Before you're just kicking yourself, Mark, when you think back at this game. A couple rebounds, a silly technical that gave them 2 free throws in regulation. Makes you wonder what if, but it's hard to play that game. See what Coach Holtman has drawn up here. It'll be side out of bounds. Rose Jones will be the inbounder.
64 for the Musketeers, 59 for the Butler Bulldogs. This is the quarterfinal between the 3 seed, the Butler Bulldogs, and the 6 seed, the Xavier Musketeers. The nightcap to this one that we are now creeping into Friday here on the East Coast. Jones has it. Barlow, 3. Offensive foul called against the Bulldogs against Rose Jones. Barlow missed the 3, but the foul was called against Rose. 31 seconds left. 64 for Xavier, 59 for the Bulldogs. So some substitutions for Butler. Keelan will check in. So does Jackson Davis. Barlow, Martin, Jones, Travis, and Jackson Davis. Blewett inbounding. Having a tough time getting it in. Miles Davis pushing off on Barlow. No whistle, and then Barlow whistled for the foul as he wraps up Miles Davis. 29.5 left to go. A 5-point game. Not the guy that you want going to the line.
No, he's the best shooter in the league.
So Miles Davis will go to the line where today he is 2 of 2. Those 2 were the technical free throws. And Keelan Martin picked that one up in the second half. Free throw good. It is a 6-point game. And this is a free throw that would send it to a 3-possession game. 3 dribbles. Davis crouches. Automatic. 29.5 left. Rose will pick up the basketball. Bring it forward around Miles Davis. It's loose on the deck. 24 seconds left. Jones picks up his dribble. Travis a shot fake for 3. Now drives in. Left hand lay in. Missed it. Davis went in to tap it in. I can't tell if that was Travis that went in. Just rolled around, and we've got a timeout. And they're going to credit Davis with that basket on the tip-in.
Well, if he touched it, that was basket interference. I don't think that ball ever came off the rim. If they're going to credit it to him.
So lucky play.
Definitely touched it. Too little too late, though, it seems. 16.3, although I've seen stranger things happen. See what the Dogs can come up with. 16.3 on the clock. It's a 66-61 lead for the Xavier Musketeers. As much as it pains me to say it.
I can tell you're gritting your teeth. Coming up at the conclusion of this game, we've got your Central Indiana Fortulars post-game show. Again, winner takes on Georgetown tomorrow in the semifinals. Bulldogs are in a position where every bracketologist would have them picked to play in the NCAA tournament, depending on which seed they get. But all they care about right now is trying to come back, and they're rating 16.3. Down 5. Jackson Davis will defend the inbound from Trayvon Blewett. He can run the baseline. Bounce pass into D. Davis. They double. They trap him. Jones in there to tie him up. They do. Possession arrow still favors Xavier. But now it is again an awkward spot to try and inbound there in front of Butler's bench. And what do we have? A whistle. Just some clarification there from Mike Roberts. So it'll be Jackson Davis to defend the inbound against Trayvon Blewett. They're asking Coach Holman to step back to make sure he doesn't interfere with the pass as well. 5-point game. They get the inbound to Stainbrook, and Stainbrook is quickly fouled by Travis. I mean, number 2 on Andrew. Both teams in the double bonus. Stainbrook will go to the line. 12 points for Stainbrook today. He has survived with 4 fouls for a big chunk of time. Way short on the first free throw. At 12.3 left here in the first overtime. It was tied at 53 at the end of regulation. Xavier leads by 5. Free throw from Stainbrook. Good. 6-point game. Jones will bring out the floor. He's got to be in a hurry if they want any chance. Hand off to Barlow. 3 in the air, way short. Contact from his teammate. And Xavier has the basketball. Clock will wind down, and the Bulldogs will fall to the Xavier Musketeers in overtime. 67-61, your final score. The Butler Bulldogs are going home from New York City here in the quarterfinals. The 2015 Big East Tournament presented by New York Life. Central Indiana Fortulars postgame show coming up next on the Butler Basketball Radio Network.